course, it was Throwback weekend. Even though he said he don't like Throwback weekend, and he think it's.
Did he say that?
Well, maybe it was.
It's Chase.
Yeah, it was Chase. It wasn't him. Yeah. But Chase Elliott said he didn't like it. He thinks it's run its course and that it's a waste of time. And I think Byron.
Some other guy said kind of the same thing.
Byron or Bell or one of these dumbasses said the same thing. And I disagree. Brad Keselowski said he loves Throwback weekend, even though they didn't run any throwbacks.
He threw it back to last week.
Yeah, so, I hope it doesn't go anywhere. I agree it has lost a little bit, but that's just because a lot of the teams aren't doing it. And
well, it's not the team's not doing it, it's the sponsor.
Well, yeah.
On board.
But if Brad Keselowski wanted to, he could have called up Castrol and said, "Yo, we're fucking doing this. Get on board." If he really wanted to.
The same car he ran last year.
Yeah, like we just put the same paint scheme on it. We can run this gold car next week. But, they didn't. And now I get it with fucking Country Croc or whatever. It's going to be difficult to have a throwback butter paint scheme, but
the designers get paid a lot of money. They can figure it out.
Hell, I mean, even Chris Buescher could have thrown it back to damn Ricky Stenhouse winning at Talladega in a Fifth Third Bank car.
Well, that's kind of the shit that Chase Elliott's like, yeah, we don't need to be throwing it back to.
Why? That was an important win for Roush.
It's kind of too.
First win in 5 years.
Well, who was it last year ran it, threw it back to themselves 5 years ago? You remember it was a Toyota guy.
Yeah.
And we were like, what?
That was dumb.
That's kind of stuff that Chase Elliott and stuff is talking
about. But, in general, I love Throwback weekend. It's not for the drivers. It's not for the teams. It's not for the sponsors. It's for the fans. And going to Darlington is, I didn't go there in the 90s, but I assume it feels like the same place. You walk in there and it feels exactly the same as it did in 1992, and
it's a little hotter, colder.
And, I think it's a cool tradition. It's one of my favorite weekends of the year. It was more impressive, of course, when it first started because it was new, and it was more, I guess, prestigious because it was a Southern 500 because they only raced there once. But now that they race there twice, you got the Southern 500, and then you got the Throwback weekend, the Goodyear 400. It has lost a little bit, but I think they could bring it back if the teams wanted it to be important. And one of the guys in their quote said that with all the 40 cars out there, eventually you're going to run out of paint schemes. Hell, you can run a same paint scheme. I don't care. And
we've seen multiple replicas of other throwbacks.
Shit happens, and there's a lot of cool paint schemes out there that still haven't been done.
Like Yala, like JJ Yala, he ran what was it? Was it Kelly Yarborough? No, not Kelly Yarborough. Anyways, he ran a scheme that I've seen. Maybe Joey ran it like 6 years ago. It's like a Marlboro car or something.
And Christopher Bell, his was personal, from a sprint car. That's cool. You got there's a
thin line though with that. You can't have too many of these guys throwing it back to sentimental stuff because then fans are going to be like,
well, see, that's where I disagree because last week when I talked about
the drivers,
I think the Throwback weekend is about telling the story of the sport to younger fans, and I think that's why, and I said this last week, that's why I love the 21's paint scheme so much. It's because I consider myself a NASCAR, I don't want to say a NASCAR historian because I'm not, but I love the history of the sport, right? I love the history of auto racing in general, but I love the history of NASCAR. And I've got a pretty good understanding of the history of NASCAR. But every year, I learn something new because of these paint schemes. These paint schemes tell stories, especially when you have a guy like Mike Joy, which I think that's when Mike Joy's the best.
Oh, yeah.
Is when he's telling stories of 1965 and 1972 and
he should just do the throwback race every year. That's it.
And
Let somebody else do the other.
I didn't know that the Wood brothers pitted an Indy 500 car that won. I didn't know it, and I know a lot about the history of NASCAR. And that paint scheme told me that story, and they talked about that story because of that paint scheme. And if you have guys like Christopher Bell running their paint schemes that are sentimental to them, you get to learn about these guys that you've never heard of before.
That's true.
And, you might go back and watch some of their old races if they're, on YouTube, or you might research them and find something out, or find out that you watched a race of theirs when, you were a kid, saw them live and you never knew it. Like, these are stories that you wouldn't know if Throwback Weekend didn't exist. And that's what Throwback Weekend is about. The Throwback Weekend is about telling the story of the sport. It's about people that have never, they might be new to NASCAR and they look at, that Tony the Tiger car and say, wow, what is that? I've never seen a car look like that before. Where'd that come from? Oh, well, that was Frosted Flakes Kellogg's car.
I had Frosted Flakes this morning.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Let me go buy a die-cast. I'm a fan of that driver. Mm-hmm. Same thing we talked about with sponsors. Or, I remember getting that car out of the box when I was a kid. I never knew what it was, but there it is. And, you've got the story of the sport being told to these people that may not know it. And that's how you get people interested, is when they start hearing about the past and comparing it to the future. You create fans that way. And that's what the Throwback Weekend's about. So I hope it stays around. I hope teams keep doing it. And, I just want drivers to shut the fuck up and drive. Just like I want LeBron to shut up and dribble, I want the drivers to shut up and drive.
I get where Chase Elliott's coming from and other guys. We're going to eventually run out and we kind of run its course. I guess I said this weeks ago, like NASCAR, modern day NASCAR is not comfortable with doing something more than a couple of years. And it's been going now for 10 years this year. This is the 10th year I think they've done it. And there are some valid points. You're running out of schemes. You're like, oh, well, Joe Logano's throwing it back to, I don't know, he threw it back to Kevin Harvick in the Shell days. He's always going to throw it back to his Shell Platinum car that won the All-Star race in 2007 or something like that. It's like you start to run out of options, stuff like that. Like, I get that. However, I agree with Riley's point, as in it's not really for the drivers. It's for the fans. It's for us that grew up watching NASCAR, that remember some of these paint schemes. I'm still waiting for somebody to do a Rusty Wallace 2 car, Miller Lite car. Not the solid dark navy blue.
The one with like the beer bottle on the side of it, pouring out the beer?
No, that was Brad.
Rusty had one like that too.
Well, I'm just talking about like the Miller Lite car. It says straight navy and white.
Got you.
That
is a nice car.
Yeah, that's one of the first cars I remember seeing on, because my granddaddy was a Rusty Wallace fan. So, yeah, me and him.
My mom wanted to name me Rusty because of Rusty Wallace.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You do look like a little bit like you'd have to, you can't grow no facial hair. You got to have some facial hair if you're going to be called Rusty.
Rusty Wallace didn't have facial hair.
That's fair, but he's tough son of a bitch. He'll beat your ass.
So am I.
He'll beat your ass and take a. Never mind. But yeah, no. So there's still schemes out there, but most of the part, I can't talk right now.
Most of the part.
Mostly, it's like the merchandise and stuff is cool. Like if your favorite driver was
Didn't he beat him, by the way?
Terry Labonte, yeah. And you're now a Kyle Larson fan, just happen to work out that way. Or if you were a Jimmy Johnson fan and you're now an Alex Bowman fan. Now you got a car that can combine both your guys together. If you're a William Byron fan, now a Jeff Gordon fan, like my dad, I'm sure my dad loves seeing that 24 car out there. looking like Jeff again.
What if you're a Chase Elliott and a Ken Schrader fan?
If you got something there. It's not a very good looking car, and it's gonna probably look like shit on a shirt. But hey, it's there if you want it. So it's just those type of opportunities too that you can merge fan bases together. Or if let's say you're not really a NASCAR fan anymore, but you saw that Kellogg's Frosted Flakes throwback scheme. Oh, I'm gonna watch this race. I'm gonna buy that shirt. Who is this guy? Kyle Larson? I'm gonna see what he's got. Oh my God, this dude's amazing. Booyah. There you go. You got a fan. So I agree, but I get where the drivers are coming from. It's just kind of when you're inside the sport, it's kind of hard to see the impact this weekend has on the fans. I think it's the main problem that we're having and that the drivers have. Now, you got other drivers that love it. Logano.
The older drivers.
Yeah, the older drivers. They love it. Denny and Joey and Brad and stuff like that. Like, it's just kind of generations apart. It just kind of comes with the times. You're going to have disagreements about everything. Yeah. And the younger drivers don't really see the point in it. A lot of them don't. Not saying all of them do, but a lot of them don't. And then the older drivers are like, we got to keep giving this to our fans. And so I want it to come. I want it to stick around. We just got to get a little bit more creative. Make sure we don't throw back to a fucking random ass.
See, that's why I disagree. Shit. I think throwing back to the random shit's just as cool as throwing back to the minimum.
Cool.
Like, I think, like, for example. Who was it?
Sammy Smith threw back Dale Jr.'s 3 Doors Down cars. Cool car, but
that's cool.
That's cool.
Here's another example. Who was it? The 26 in the Xfinity Series ran the Irwin Tools.
Yeah, McMurray car. That was cool. I like that car, but
why? Number one, why Jamie McMurray sucked at Roush? Like, that's not. Like,
but that was the primary car, though. It was a 26.
Yeah, I'm a Roush fan, so yeah, of course I remember that car. But like, that's not a popular paint scheme. That's not like something. But that's a cool fucking car, right? That's a cool car, and that reminded me of because I forget that Jamie McMurray even drove at Roush because he was so damn bad sometimes. And
so what you say? Did you want a David Reagan 6 UPS throwback?
It's a great car. Forgot David Reagan raced at Roush.
Yeah.
You're still waiting on an AARP car too. But no, there's a lot.
Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, there's Reagan ran one as well. But yeah. But
run the 2015 KFC car.
Cool car. I got a Greg Biffle KFC shirt.
Yeah.
Run that car. There's a lot of cool cars out there. You're not running out of paint schemes. You're just running out of creativity.
You're running out of popular schemes.
Sure,
that's what they're running. You're running out of.
You're running out of Dale Earnhardt paint schemes and Jeff Gordon paint schemes and Jimmy Johnson paint schemes. But if you grew up a fucking Matt Kenseth fan, run the fucking black
Smirnoff car.
Run the black and gold DeWalt car that had flames on it.
Oh, yeah.
Badass. Nobody's eever going to run that one because people don't even know it exists.
Run the waste management car.
Badass. Run
Dick Piston 222.
Exactly. Yah-hi-yee. But
by the way, when Val get your ass back on YouTube.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, it's just because he's out of games to play. But
he still ain't finished that season. You got to win a championship with Dick Piston.
That's fair. But there's a lot of cool paint schemes out there that you can throw back to. And I just wish that, of course, NASCAR can't make it mandatory. But, like, I was going to save this for my You Can't Do That, but I have another one. So I'll say it right now. Like, to the teams that don't participate, like, come on. Like,
your team.
Yeah, I know. Like, that's disappointing. Like, a lot of the fun to the buildup of this weekend is seeing what your favorite driver is going to throw back to. And
hey, as much as you give shit about Rick Hendrick, they always do it every
They
year.
always do. And, Roush usually, this is the first year Roush hadn't done it. And
well, Chris didn't do it last year. He had the same scheme.
That's fair, but Brad did. And years before that, there's been throwbacks. And, I don't get it. Like, I don't get why you don't do it. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to create
what's the percent?
A story, and that's why I think the sponsors should be more engaging in it. Is because like you're creating an opportunity, especially if you pick like a popular paint scheme. People are going to talk about it, and they're going to show it on TV. Even if you're running 35th, they're going to put it on TV and say, "Hey, they're not having a good day today, but look at this beautiful car." This is throwing back to Dale Earnhardt's fucking Peter Max, rainbow. I mean, ugly ass car, I think, but like really popular car, right? And it doesn't matter what your sponsor is. Fucking do a throwback, and you'll get more screen time. Mike Joy said it about, the 23 car. This is a more contemporary paint scheme. They showed him on TV, like, kind of talking shit about the fact that the 23 didn't have a throwback. Like, there's cars out there that you could throw back to with the 23 number. You could throw back to fucking Stacker 2 damn Kenny Wallace. That's a cool fucking car, I think.
Yeah.
But it's just I think it's a missed opportunity for these teams. It's a missed opportunity for these sponsors to create a conversation about their product. And I think if they did it, they would see a return on investment, not costing them any more money. You still got to wrap the car. So I don't like the fact that teams aren't participating in it. And I think if everybody participated in it, it would be more important than a lot of these drivers are saying that it is.